You know what? I'm just gonna stop touching it. I'm just gonna stop touching it. That's what we're gonna do. Good day and salutations to you all. Hi. It's been a while, I know. It's that old alley cat back once again, honey, all that good shit, and singing and talking about all that shit. And today I want to talk about transparency. A wise man once said, transparency is key to see the change you want to see. There is nothing better than having someone that you can relate to and go through the same things that they're going through. And there's nothing better than having an example of that because you feel like, okay, I'm not the only one. And in this video, and being that I want this channel to go to different level, to a, different level, I feel like my 13 people need to know who I am a little bit. So I'm going to be transparent. So here are 7 things that I've learned in 2 weeks. And to explain why it's been 2 weeks, because 2 weeks ago I cracked the screen on my phone and I could not get it fixed until this past Monday. So, yay Apple. Girl. The first thing that I've learned is people will make time for what they want to make time for. 2 weeks ago, also, before I cracked the screen on my phone, I had scheduled to do a video with a person of mine that I considered a friend. We had scheduled it that week. She couldn't do it because there was some complications going on because she had plans and other plans prior to us scheduling the video. So I was like, okay, cool. Then last week we were supposed to meet up again to do the video, and she was just like, oh, I'm just getting home. It's early in the morning and I'm still out with family and stuff. And I'm just like, okay. People will make time for what they want to make time for. Now, I understand if you're busy. I understand you have other obligations in your life. I understand that there's just things you have to deal with. You can't deal with me right now when it comes to friends. That's cool. I'm cool with that. But you always have something to do or an excuse every time I text or call you to schedule something. There is no other excuses. There's nothing else you can really say. People will make time for what they want to make time for. So if you can't make time for me, why should I make time for you? I'm not going to keep trying to make time for you when it's clear and you're revealing to me that you don't have time for me. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me fall back. Let me go back to being whatever it is that I need to do. And I've learned that if you can't make time for me, I understand it. There is no hard feelings. But I can't make time for you no more too. Sorry about it. Number 2, there's no point at getting mad over things that you cannot change. I have had a job change. My job is basically an hour away from where I stay. And of course, being an hour away from where I stay, in the morning and in the afternoons when I get off, you hit traffic. I can rant, I can rave, I can cuss at everything and everybody, and I can just be angry. But at the end of the day, guess what? I'm still stuck in traffic. My situation did not change. So why am I getting angry? Why am I getting mad? Why am I hooping and hollering, cussing, wasting all this energy over something I can't even change? What I learned was there's no point in getting mad at something that you cannot change. If you're in a situation, you cannot change it at this point, so you just have to ride it out. I can't change it. There's no point in me getting angry. So I'm just going to let it go, acknowledge it, and fix it when I can fix it, whenever it gets fixed. But at the end of the day, guess what? It gets fixed. You want to know why? Once I stopped yelling and screaming and just let the traffic ride, I was on the highway again. What's the point of getting mad at things you can't change? When you release it and say to yourself, I'm not doing it no more. I'm not worried about it. I'm not mad no more. I don't care. It's not a place of I don't care, I give up. It's a place of I don't care to get angry at this. I don't care to just exasperate all of my energy over it. Clearly, if I can't change it. Once you do that, it fixes itself. Like, it's totally done. Like, you're over it. You paid that bill. You did this, you did that. You got over that hurdle. This is what I'm learning. Number 3, sometimes having yourself is all you need. Being on social media lately, I have seen a lot of people whom I follow, and I have seen some friends that say, I feel so alone. Oh, I'm so lonely. Oh, why don't I have a man? And I have to be honest, I was at that point as well. It wasn't until I actually changed my mind about it, and I was like, okay, I'm alone. Can't change it. Can't change it right now because I've been trying. It ain't working. So I'm alone. So in this time, why do I need to be alone? Because I need to work on me, bitch. Don't look at it as, oh, nobody wants me. I'm alone. I'm lonely. No, I'm alone because I need to work on me, bitch. This process, this time where you are by yourself, honey, when you are nobody is around but you can't get no man, you can't do this, you can't do that, you call a friend, they don't answer, you by yourself, you alone, it's time for you to work on you, hun. So get to working on you, sis. Find out what you like doing. Get up, get dressed, darling. Get your hair done, make it look all nice and and serve these hoes. Walk outside, take yourself out on a date. Figure out what you like doing, what you don't like doing, what you will and will not tolerate. This is not a time for you to sit here and just be like, oh, I'm so lonely. I ain't got no man. No. This is a time where you're supposed to figure out who you are. You're supposed to figure out what you do and do not like. So that you won't end up 31, 32 years old, still don't know whether you want chicken or broccoli. That's a metaphor that went kind of bad, but you get my point. You are not lonely. You are alone. There is nothing wrong with being alone, sis. Me being alone, I learned that I am a bookworm. I love reading books. Me being alone helped me realize that I do not like... Yeah. Being alone helped me realize that I have a passion for writing. I have a passion for intellectual conversation. Being alone helped me realize that, girl, I don't like it. No, I don't like sex. Okay, I said it. I don't like sex. I like the intimacy. I like the intimacy, girl. Be there with me. You feel me? You feel me? Follow me, girl. Be there just with me. You just there. And we chilling. We talking. We're conversing. We're having philosophical conversations. You know, we have philosophies. You know, we go, you know, we just sitting there and we vibing. We vibing. We vibing. We eating, we enjoying the night, and we don't even realize that 5 hours have passed by and we've learned so much about each other. That's what I prefer. Now the physical stuff will come when it comes, but have you ever realized once it gets physical and that's what you get, then you like, all right, oh God, I'm alone again. Come on, girl, let's be real. Transparency. Let's be real. Your alone time is for you. Figure out what you do and do not like, girl. Now that I'm armed with this, now that I know what I do and do not like, now that I have my alone time and I figured me out, I now know that a gentleman cannot just come into my life and just offer penis. The point, the blank, and the period. Number 4. It's okay to accept your present situation as long as you're working to change it. I say this because I'm not where I want to be in my field of work just yet. Yes, I just graduated from college. Yes, I'm trying to stack up, trying to work, get everything together, but I'm not where I want to be right now. Where I want to be is on a stage. The plays, the acting, the modeling, the dancing, the singing. I want to do all of that stuff. And I'm getting closer to it. But in my getting closer to it and being focused on that so much, I did not live in my now. There were a lot of days that had gone by and I didn't even realize it because I wasn't living in my now. I was too focused on my future. There were literally times when I would just think today is Tuesday when no, honey, it's Friday. And I'm like, yo, Where did this week go? I don't understand. Because I was focused on I was not living in my now. Because I didn't want to accept my now. And my now is I'm working a corporate America job and I'm not in my field of work. And it bothers me. But I stopped looking at it that way and just looked at it as I have to accept the present. How is it that I can accept the future, but I can't accept my present? That doesn't make sense. You have to accept everything that you're going through. If you accept the situation, if you accept what's going on, the process becomes a lot easier. You have a peace about it, and the next thing you know, you're living your dream. That's what I believe. So I've learned not to allow myself to not live in the present. Every time my mind goes somewhere other than the future, I have to pull it back. Nope, present. We need to live in the now. And living in the now has opened my mind up to so many things. And I actually see things for what they are. And it's a beautiful process. No, I'm not where I am. I don't really like it. But I have a peace about it because I accept it. And I also know that there is a future for me. I also used to think that accepting where I was right now meant I was giving up on my dream. That's not true. It does not mean I'm giving up on my dream. It just means that I know where I am. I love where I am. I appreciate where I am. So that when I appreciate where I am now, I can appreciate where I am in the future. You can't get to your future if you don't appreciate what you have now. No shade. That's what I've learned. Girl, what number we on? 1 second. 5. There we go. Never expect anything, but accept everything. I remember having a conversation with a good old friend of mine. I'm not going to reveal his real name because I did not get his permission. The name that we call him is Gucci. Gucci has been a good old friend of mine for a few years now since college. This is a friend. Like, he is very intelligent, and I appreciate that. And I remember having a conversation with him where he quoted, and I quote, "Serenity will enter into your life when you trade in your expectations for acceptance." Let me get that to you one more again. Serenity will enter into your life when you trade in your expectations for acceptance. How many times have we been there where we expect something to happen, it doesn't happen, and we're let down? So many freaking times. So many times. In the event of that happening, you feel less and less and less. Your self-esteem gets low. You get let down. Now you in your feelings. You in your bag for the rest of the day. No, girl, come on. When we let that go and stop expecting things to happen and just accept it for what it is, you have a serenity. You have a peace about it. If I don't expect rain to fall, I just accept it for how it is, I wouldn't get bothered if my hair got wet. I wouldn't get bothered if my hair gets wet. I just have a peace about it. I just accept it. Which goes right back to my point number 2, bitch. There's no point in getting mad over shit you can't change. You see how all this shit is just... You see how this conversation is just coming together? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, girl? So don't expect anything from anybody. Just accept it. Even if you want to get down to the Bible, even if you want to go down to the book even says, put your trust in man and they will fail you every single time. Stop expecting things from people who can't live up to those expectations. Why? Well, probably number 1, bitch, because you ain't tell them what the expectation was. And number 2, they can't control it. They're giving you what they can give you. They're giving you the best that they can. So stop expecting things from people and just accept the way that it is. If I have a friend and I know he's still, that don't mean I can't be his friend, but I just know, like, okay, girl, you can't come in my house. Cause you got the $5 discount. You got them sticky fingers. You can't come in my house. That don't mean I can't be his friend. I just know you can't come around my stuff. That's it. If I got another friend, and if he is a habitual liar, and I know this, that don't mean I can't be his friend. I just know, my G, I can't trust nothing you say. I can't trust nothing you say until you change your wicked ways. There's no point in expecting something from somebody who can't really live up to the expectation anyway. And it's not even their fault. If anything, it's not fair to them. They just doing the best that they can. So just accept it for what it is and move on. It makes life so much better. Number 6. Oh yes. If you have to do it alone, make sure you look fabulous doing it, darling. This is a personal life lesson that I've learned because living with my grandmother, whose nickname around the house is Miss Peacock, yes, and I am Peacock Jr. She has taught me that you should not walk out the house looking less than fabulous, darling. You should not walk out the house looking less than what you know you can look like. Because when you look good, you feel good, you are good. And baby, it's all good. And don't give me that, well, sometimes I just want to be comfortable. Baby, I want to be comfortable too. And I am comfortable. You just have to wear stuff that's comfortable with you. But walking out the house with your spaghetti strap shirt on, them pajama pants, them flats, and that goddamn bonnet, you don't want to do that. You know how many people see you throughout the day? And it's not even like, and that's not even coming from a place of, I care what people think. No, it's just your character, your integrity. A businesswoman could be seeing you one day, girl. A model or somebody just walking by might see you and be like, oh, she look good, but why she got on her pajamas? And even excusing all the other stuff that I just said. The fact that you can look good yourself. The fact that you look good for yourself makes you feel so much better, and your confidence cannot be broken. You cannot tell me, girl, that all them females and all them dudes that be walking around with them shorts and tank tops on and them slides, and the women that be walking around with them bonnets and on their pajama clothes on all day going out in public has full confidence, self-esteem about themselves. You cannot tell me that. When I had no self-esteem, I didn't care what I looked like. And I'm not saying that they don't have self-esteem. I'm just saying they're not as confident as they're trying to say that they are. Come on. Make yourself feel good by looking good. It is okay to put effort into who you are and what you are because that's the best thing to put effort into. You put your effort in everything else. Why not put effort into yourself? Girl. So get your ass up, wipe that crust off your face, get a facial treatment, do something with all this, put some nice clothes on, and walk down and look sickening. It's okay to do it. It's not a lot of effort, unless you think it is. Change your mindset, girl. You can look better than that. And I'm saying it out of love. Ooh. Last but not least, number 7. Know the difference between your calling and your passion. This one took me a while to learn, and it hit me hard because people who know me know that I sing. That's what I can do. I can do it in my sleep. I know the scales. I know the melodic tones. I know the verbiage, the musical verbiage. I know it all. I love it. I love it. This is just what I do. I consume my life with music. So I used to think that that's what I was called to do because that's all I could ever think about. That was my vision. But that's something that I'm very passionate about. My calling is to give life, darling. Is to speak to people as I speak to people like this now. I did not know that this was my calling until I went 2 weeks without doing a YouTube video, and I was so upset about it. Like I wanted to do a video. And I feel like my calling is to speak to people my age and to people younger or older than me, and just to speak into their lives. Just be happy. Just be happy. That old saying where they say you can't have the good without the bad, that's a lie. When it comes to inside of you. When it comes to you personally, I believe you can just be positive. You don't have to allow that negative shit in your life. If you don't want to deal with it, girl, to the left, to the left, you hear me? Beyonce Snow's female pop vocalist. Just be happy. Just be positive with yourself. And I feel like I am here to do that. To give life and just give it abundantly. Just give it as much as I can. and to also work on myself, grow, figure out what I love, censor and have peace with me, so that way I can love on and just be happy with everyone else. And the outlet in order for me to do my calling would be my passion, which is music. I didn't want to accept it because it made me feel like a pastor. And I was like, ugh, girl, don't nobody want to be no pastor. Transparency. I just had a thought to cut this out, but I don't think I'm going to because I have to be transparent. I told myself I would. I used to think that that's what that was. I was like, I don't want to be no pastor. That's not ill. That's not in my calling, girl. That's not my dream. I don't want to do that because I know the hassle of what's going into being a pastor, and that's not fine when you're doing it the right way. When you are doing it the right way, if you are leading and if you are being led by the Spirit, I know what goes into that. And because I've grown up in church and I know what goes into that, and I know how much it takes to do that. And I did not want to do that. But opening my eyes to it, I know that spiritually coming from a spiritual aspect, I know the Messiah does not give you a vision and then changes his mind and say you're going to be something else. That's not decency or in order. So that's not of him. So he's not going to do that. He gave me a vision that I would do music, that I would sing, and then I would do all this. If he didn't, then I wouldn't be doing it. That's just period. So I had to figure out exactly what it meant. And I learned from being alone. Come on. Look at all these tying into each other. Yes. From being alone, girl, that my vision is my passion, but the calling is to use it to reach the people. This is deep, but this is just something that I've learned that I'm just passing on to you. So those are the 7 things that I have learned in the past 2 weeks, and let me just say, darling, I feel lovely. I am so glad that I've learned all of these things because they have helped and aided me in my life, and I certainly hope it helps and aid all 13 of you that are subscribing to me. Yeah, you. Yeah, I see you, girl. So I have rambled long enough, girl. This video is 30 minutes long. I may have to cut it down a little bit. So I'm done. I'm about to go enjoy the rest of my day. This has been Alley Cat talking all that good shit, and I will see you the next time. And yeah.